welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what WIP stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what normally happens during a Wip Chat is that you can bring out your own whip, or if you want, you could do like chores, you could drive around, or you could sit on the couch and listen to me ramble about what's been going on my week, or even rant, to be honest. With that being said, I hope you guys are doing well today. I hope things are going great. I'll talk about myself in a little bit. As you guys can see, I have a new canvas here. I'm not working on my Sailor Moon anymore. I finished her 2 weeks ago, and then I've been working on finishing my other canvas that I was working on, which was Asuka. It's that Asian mermaid. I did an unboxing like last month from Shimmering Canvases, and I finished her last week. And then I did an unboxing on this last week, and since the timing was just right, and even though I already kitted up a different kit for my drills and chills thing, I also wanted to work on this because it's a witch, and I love witches, and I love the artist. So I please forgive me for butchering. I've tried so many times, and I know that my French is downright awful, but it's goodness, I really feel bad for people having to hear this. Wazoo, uh, Wazoo de Magie, if I remember correctly. Anyway, but the artist is Fionnet, which is one of my favorite artists. If you remember 2 years ago, I did La Sorcière from her for my drills and chills thing, and then when I saw this, I'm just like, I have to do this one as well. I really do. So I decided to get this, and I'm going to kit it up, and this is something I'm going to be working up when I'm upstairs, and then Morgan, my little bat fairy one, I'll be working downstairs. Sorry, but I will have the links to everything in the description box below if you're curious what I'm using. So I did try to do a video earlier. My camera overheated, so we're going to be trying this again. I went with the lowest setting. I went with the semi-lowest, well, mid. I went with mid, and then I went with 60 frames, and then I went with 30, and it still was going quickly. And now I'm going to 24 frames. So I'm hoping this works because I think after the update, I mentioned this. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my last Whip and Chat that I did. That I think after they're just trying to push me to go with a new GoPro. This thing's only 2 years old. It should still be working, but after the update, it's been horrendous and finicky to work with now. Like all the settings I used to have to make sure it wouldn't overheat has now been I've been just dealing with overheating all the time, and I don't know what's been going on. I think it reset my settings, which is why I went back and start fixing everything like to where I like, but it's not, nothing's has really helped a bit. When I do like unboxings, it's fine. It's just more when I do longer videos like these Whip and Chats where my phone, well, not my phone, my camera overheated. And I want to be able to do time-lapse videos, but between this and what I'm going to talk about, it's just been kind of difficult to even get to that point. Oh, one thing that may not be in the description box, sorry, is this. It's a little cauldron. My mother-in-law, sorry, my mother-in-law got this for me as a Christmas present. But yeah, it has Maleficent on the top here. But I figured it was a great trash drill collector. So I'm using it right here. I won't have it in the description box though. But yes, anyway. So I apologize for the lack of videos once again. I thought I was doing good. But I haven't been. A lot of things have been happening around at home. And just with everything that has gone in the last month, my mental well-being hasn't been the greatest. I've been, if this is upsetting or triggering to you, I'm sorry. I'll try and get through it, and then we can talk about what's been going on a little bit with my family. But and it's kind of hard because I've already tried to explain this once, well, twice before in with and hopefully this third time should be the last time with this camera. But um, with everything that's been going on, with my mom passing away last month, and then me having to go to a place where it's been very upsetting and has caused a lot of trauma and issue with me. I haven't been doing well. I've been having nightmares again. I've been my mental, like I said, my mental health hasn't been the greatest, and some stuff that's been going on in personal life, it has caused me to decide to I should need to go back to therapy. I used to I went for a very short amount of time when I was a kid, um, when I was a senior actually, and when they found out what was going on, like when my friends told the counselor there what happened, they went, "Oh, I guess we should have sent you to counseling when you were a ninth grader." When a certain incident happened, and thinking back, it's like, gee, yeah, I guess you should, yeah, that wasn't really smart on your part. That would should have been something that they should have done, to be honest, but they never did. So I went through a slew of things before finally getting to someone that I felt comfortable enough to talk to and see, and who didn't claim that I was doing it for attention, because like the ones in the small town, they weren't very nice. We had to go to the city to actually talk to someone about it, and they actually put me on some medication, because because yeah, I needed it. And I was doing good for a few months, and then after that, I was told I couldn't go see her anymore, and that I had to stop. And stopping cold turkey on medication is something you never want to do, but I had to do it, unfortunately. And that's an 18-year-old me. And then a year later, I met my husband, and I left that place. But I don't want to dwell too much on it. But anyway, the point of the me being is, I'm going to go back to therapy. I want to see about if I could if I need to be on medication again. I know I have awful anxiety, but I'm not going to self medicate. I'm not going to I'm not going to like say, oh, I have X, Y, and Z. I know what I do have, but it's just like I want to make sure that it hasn't changed. I know I'm depressed, and but and a lot of stuff has happened like in between, like where I feel like some parts of the medical community has failed me. Like when I had Nicole, I had postpartum depression horribly. Like looking back, it was obvious, and my husband at the time, because and it was just a lot of stuff, because at the time my husband lost his job, like within the week of us having our first kid. My husband lost his job. He found a new job, thankfully, but then he became a truck driver again, because when I first met him, he was a truck driver. And then he had to go back to truck driving to try and have a job, and he did that for like Nicole's almost the first 5-6 months of Nicole's life was that. And like he immediately went into it. Like I think in her second or third week of being born, he immediately, he was like, I gotta provide for my family. I gotta, find a job and, make sure everything's okay. Like things were tight. Like, and so it was no wonder, like with all of those things, like, I mean, even you could have the most perfect, like, life, and you can still have postpartum depression. I'm not saying that because of this, that's why. But I mean, like, it's no wonder, even with everything that was happening, I had that. And I was like talking to my husband. I was crying on the phone all the time. I didn't feel like I really got the help I needed. I was still felt like I was by myself. I was lonesome. And this is not a dig to anyone, but when I went in, he's like, he told me, he's like, please go talk to your doctor when you're at your 6-week checkup to see if you can find someone to help you out. And I didn't get to see my normal doctor who was with me the entire journey. I was she wasn't in, so I had to see a midwife, which I no shame in that either. Because I had a couple of midwives like when I was in the office every now and then when my doctor wasn't in. But this midwife was very dismissive to me, and when I told her what was going on, and again, if religion is your thing, that is great. You embrace that. I wasn't happy with what she did with me. She immediately went, "Do you go to church?" And I went, "No, ma'am." As I'm sitting there with a 6-week-old baby that's screaming, and I'm like, "No, ma'am." And I'm explaining like how I felt, like how I'm feeling overwhelmed. And she didn't recommend me to a professional or anything. She's like, "You should go to church. That'll help your depression." And I was just like, okay, I have no one to help me. There we go. And after that, since I went to the same group of people for my twins when I was pregnant with my twins, didn't tell them a dang thing when the same symptoms and stuff hit again with them, and it hit harder. So at that point, and of course, right after they were born, we were going under foreclosure with this house. Which was a whole nother thing. So I think I'll talk about that story another time, because we're coming up close to 9 years of owning this house now since we bought it. We're coming close to 9 years on the house, and next week is going to be my husband's and I's yeah, English. It's going to be our 15th anniversary since being married. So a lot of things happening in there, but I felt good enough today. I felt like I was in a better mindset, but I hope that I'm continue to be in this. But I'm trying to find someone to at least talk to, even if I don't get on medication. I know I need someone to talk to that isn't my husband or my friends, which I know that they don't mind, but I don't really like being a burden to them. So it's just like I know that I need someone to also help me be able to change my mindset on a lot of things, where like instead of like constantly thinking like the worst of everything, or like something happening that's always bad, to help things out, like talk it through my mind instead of just like immediately well I can't do anything. So sorry about that whole long spiel. I'm really sorry. I know that can, I mean, I tried my best not to say things that could be too upset or triggering. So but whew, okay. But anyway, hopefully you guys are fine. Are you guys ready for fall? Because I am. It's still summer weather. In fact, today is going to be 83 degrees. Yeah, I'm ignoring that whole emotional just dump that I did right there. But yeah, it's going to be 83 degrees today. Although it felt so nice this morning. I even got myself a t-shirt. I know it's the same. It looks like I'm still wearing the same black t-shirt that I always wear, but this one has a print on it. It's not just a black t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt. It has like little pumpkin spice fall drinks and stuff like that all across of it. I'm not sure if I like the shirt too much. It's nice. I just wish the print was a little bit lower, because it's like almost right up near my neck. And I'm not wearing a turtleneck, so but I thought I would get into the spirit. I tried to do nail stamping on my nails the other it was like, goodness, a week and a half ago, before I started feeling really awful. But I started trying to stamp my nails, but that didn't happen because my nail polish that I have, I was hoping it was going to work, but I actually need to buy nail polish, stamping nail polish, instead of my stuff that I have. Which kind of makes me sad, because I didn't really want to buy more polish that wasn't a brand that I normally go to. But you know what? If it's, I'll do it just so that way I can have some cute nail polish, cute nail designs. But I decided to get into fall spirit by painting my nails. It's like the barista the barista collection. So we got dark all the way up to light right here, and I'm just like, it reminds me of coffee, and which is why it's called the barista collection. It just reminds me of all the fall drinks and stuff like that, especially since I have this little cover reminder that says whatever spices your pumpkin. I thought that was so cute. Hopefully you guys can see that very clearly. I feel like the quality of this camera is not as great as it used to be, so I may have to start setting up to go work with my phone instead. That's going to be an interesting thing to do. I don't know how that's going to work out because everything I have to set up is for the GoPro. But yeah, so I'm trying to get prepared for fall, even though it's still warm weather here. The kids are still wearing shorts and t-shirts, but I've been trying to get them to wear at least a jacket in the morning because it's cold enough for them to go, oh my goodness, it's so cold. Why didn't you tell me? And it's just like, I did tell you guys. You laughed it off. Like this morning, I told Michael last night, I'm like, Michael, make sure you pick weather appropriate clothes because tomorrow's going to hit 83. And he's all like, okay. So he did. And then this morning I was like, Michael, I really would like it if you wear a jacket. And he goes, yeah, but it's going to be warm today. I'm like, yes, but that's when we come pick you up. It's 60 degrees right now. You guys shiver when it hits around this point. Please go put on a jacket. And he complained so much. They all did. It's just like, I can't win here. But I did start trying to get into the fall spirit. Like I bought some clothes for the kids because Michael and Nicole need it. Jana's perfectly fine. Like I've already checked her sweaters and her long sleeves. She'll need sweaters for winter for sure. But like right now, for this fall weather, she's just fine. Like I even bought her 2 Halloween shirts to go with it. So she is going to be just okay in the clothing department, thankfully. So that cut cost a bit more. And then with Nicole, actually let's go talk about Michael first because Michael's a little bit easier. So with Michael, I got him a Halloween shirt, I got him a fall shirt, and he enjoyed that. He's a happy dude. If he's very like, it's fine as long as you get him a Minecraft shirt, and then he's a happy person. And I made sure he had his Minecraft shirt. I got him oh, we got mail today. Okay. Let's see. I was just like noticed there was a car just staying in front of our house. So, I get easily distracted, guys. Sorry. So, let's see. So yeah, I got him a couple t-shirts. He's perfectly happy. He has 5 new long sleeve shirts that's going to fit him. I might have to buy him a pair of jeans or 2 because he's complaining that it's getting a little tight. So I'm like, oh great, you're growing. So yeah, I'm like, no, stay little forever. And then with Nicole, it was a struggle bus with her, man. So she's been very much wanting to start buying on-brand stuff, which, I can't blame the kid, right? She's in middle school now. She's wanting to, dress up more. But this kid is driving me insane. Actually, 2 of the 3 are driving me insane. So Jana has started popping attitude now. And I was like thinking back, I'm like, yeah, Nicole started this in 3rd grade as well. I'm like, yep, this seems familiar. And with my neighbor, her daughter hit 3rd grade last year, did the same exact thing. I'm like, yeah, it's that age group. And I'm like, I'm done. But let's see, what color do I need to do? I'm still not used to this to the symbols. Oh, before I go further, I know I'm jumping subjects. Okay, so when I was kitting this up, this is the thing that bothers me. So we got these first 5 here. I'm going to pull up these, which is fine, right? So the first 5 colors, the symbols are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great, right? The 6th and 7th colors, we skip a number. Why? Why would you go number 6 is 7, number 7 is 8? Why would you do this to me? So now I have to make sure that I'm not going to grab these two at all. I'm like, no. And since I'm so used to like with Diamond Art Club, because they have the dot. The dot is not 310 here. The dot is 39. It's 939. So 310 is 7 and the dot is 939. So I'm like, I have to double check my work to make sure I'm not grabbing this stuff. And then on top of this, this one is not complete. This one's more of a chuckle. So this one, I have 3 different A's right now. So we got an uppercase A, we got a lowercase a, and then we have a lowercase cursive a. so so yeah, luckily enough they're different enough for me to tell what is what, but I just thought that was funny because I don't see like that with anywhere else. Like no other symbols are like that except with T. It's an uppercase T and a lowercase t. So but the rest of them don't have that, I don't think. I'll double check. I think N maybe, but there's a lowercase h and an uppercase h, uppercase E, lowercase e. But I just thought it was funny that there was 3 A's. that was just humorous for me. Sorry. Okay, fall clothes. So with Nicole, it was like dragon teeth. Oh, not dragon teeth. It was like pulling teeth out to get any sort of answer with her on clothes. So because we have 3 kids, and because I also like diamond painting, we're on a budget. And speaking of, I had to cut my spending quite a bit. Because of everything that's coming up with clothes and everything, and plus if I'm going into therapy sessions, that's going to probably be costing me a pretty penny as well. All right, finally found the symbol that dropped it. Finally found a symbol that I was looking for. But let's see. With her clothes, I was trying to get the okay, and she just kind of just meh a lot of stuff. And then I get, oh, that's pretty, that's good. And then she got upset with me because I changed one of her shirts out, because we got 2 hoodies for her. They're like very light hoodies, not anything that's going to be heavy. But they were both blue. And I'm just like, well, I don't want them both be blue. Let's put a different color, because she's already got a bunch of blue shirts that I've gotten for her. We've already picked out a bunch with these clothes. And so I went with pink. I looked at all the color options. I know she doesn't like olive green or anything like that, but I was like, oh, pink looks nice. It's not a big color of pink. It's just the top is pink. Like the very upper part of the shirt is pink, and then it has like a white stripe, and then the rest is like this charcoal gray. I'm like, it looks good. It's not like overwhelmingly pink. She threw a fit over it, guys. I'm like, okay, it is a big thing. And then my husband's just like, just try the shirt on. And then she puts the shirt on, and then she goes, oh, it looks good. And then my husband's like, you really think mommy's going to pick something that looks terrible on you? And this kid's like, probably. Oh, this kid. Oh my God. So yeah, that was one thing. And then the other shirt, like I asked her if she wanted me to get her a fall type shirt, just something that's, is like basically fall-esque. And she's like, yeah, sure. So I chose a shirt that I thought would look cute. Luckily I didn't buy it. I tried, like I said, I was trying to get her to pay attention, and luckily she was on this one, where I was like, okay, what do you think of this? And she immediately went, y'all, because the word said, it's fall, y'all. Through a big, like not a tantrum, but she went on a rant. Like, I thought I did good on rants. This kid went on a tangent about why fall was, not fall, but that why y'all is the worst word in existence. And I was just like, I was looking at her, I'm like, I used the word y'all a lot, right? And my husband was like, yeah, me too, Nicole. You know that we both use this word. And it's funny because my husband, not a lick of like he's born and raised in North Carolina, right? He moved all the way to California, then he moved to West Virginia, then we came back to the Carolinas. but he doesn't sound like he's from the South. He has no accent whatsoever. And people always shake their head when they hear him use y'all. And it's funny, but he was raised here. Of course he's going to use the word. Meanwhile, I have the twang. All of our kids have a twang. And I was just looking at her. I'm like, why do you have such a beef against y'all? She goes, it's a stupid word. I was like, okay. And then when afterwards, like, we use it. And she goes, yeah, and I really would like it if you stopped saying it so much. I'm like, okay, you know what? That ain't happening. And in fact, I might troll you and say y'all a lot more. And then we were like, well, okay. All right. If you don't like y'all, do you like ain't? She goes, ain't's fine. Ain't's perfectly fine. I'm like, y'all is awful, but ain't isn't? Okay. You know what? Whatever. I wipe my hands from that. Oh man, this kid. But so I was like, okay, I won't get you the y'all shirt. I will not do that. I will buy a different shirt. So I bought something that just had a pumpkin on it, and it was cute, and she was happy, which made me happy. All right, we're gonna go with the symbol. Oh, so one of the things I noticed is that there is a lot. I forgot that the border, because of all the leaves, they have a lot more color changes. So it's a lot more confetti than I thought it would be. I forgot about those. But there is still a ton of color blocking like further down. It's just the border has confetti. And I'm just like, okay, this is a lot more than I was expecting, because it took me a while to finish this section over here, and it's such a cute little section. I'm enjoying it. I love this. But yeah, anyway, clothes. Okay, I got one more shirt coming in today for her, and hopefully that's it. And then I bought some jogging pants for her, because I don't know if I was able to tell you guys this. I don't know if I even mentioned it. I think I mentioned it. But Nicole's been wanting to get into running. She doesn't want to do, it's not race, it's not field and track, but it's called Girls Who Run, and or something like that. There's only like a certain amount of slots available for this, and it's the first time that they're doing this since the whole pandemic. So she's super excited to do this. I was really surprised because she came home and it's like, I want to be running, and we're like, really? I'm not going to discourage it though. But then she came back when I asked her like a few weeks later. I'm like, what happened to the whole running thing? And she goes, oh, it costs $180, so I decided not to do it. And we're like, okay, why didn't you tell us? And then she's, of course, says, well, it's when I did, she probably didn't, because we wouldn't know. She never shows her face anymore. I know that's a mean thing to say, but it's very true, and we've talked to her about this, saying, hey, can you please, just come around and just come downstairs just to hang out with us. She only hangs out with us once her brother and sister go to bed. And as much as I like the one-on-one with her, I also want her interacting with the rest of the family. Anyway, long tangent, sorry. Let's pick out this color next. So she said that she couldn't do it. And I'm like, okay, well, can you ask your teachers if it's still available? Luckily, someone dropped out of their spot like a week before this whole thing's supposed to start. So 2 weeks ago. And she brings home the information. We had to contact someone through email so they can open up a spot. And then, let's see. Someone is calling me. I will talk to them later. I do not have time to talk to them. So, goodness, my brain is not working right. So anyway, like I said, I get distracted so easily. Let's see. what was it? Oh, so she gets home. She's like, okay, there's a spot open. We had to go and pay the fee, of course. And we're like, okay. And she started last week, guys. So she only does this two times a week. She stays home, not stays home. She stays at school after school. It's like after school. We don't pick her up immediately anymore for those 2 days. Immediately goes to the track and field area, and then they run for a few hours, and then we come and pick her up, and she gets to learn how to run, do the proper technique to run. She's learning how to breathe properly for it. They do a lot of exercises. So I decided to get her some running pants for her since I want her to stick with it, and I don't want her to just wear jean shorts all the time. Let me just. Someone left me a voicemail. Let me just make sure this. Okay. Yeah. It's a spam thing. Do you guys get that too? Like where you get like a phone call and then they just leave like a 20-second voicemail where there's nothing being said? Yeah, that's what I've been getting a lot lately. I was hoping it was a different phone call, but no, it's not that. Let's see. But yeah, so she's starting to run, guys. So I'm really excited for her. I'm hoping that she does stick with it. Because one, it was kind of it was a little on the expensive side, but it was said that it was supposed to they were gonna give them T-shirts and other things too. I haven't seen a sign of a T-shirt yet, and all they gave was just a water bottle. But it's like these fees were supposed to help for like running shoes and stuff like that. I'm like, I haven't really seen any sign of this stuff just yet, but we'll see, right? But she's training. Essentially what they're doing is training for a 5K run in December. So all of this to get up to a 5K run. So I hope she sticks with it, guys. But she is so tired. She's complaining about how bad her legs hurt. I'm like, yeah, you're not very active. And she goes, I bike all the time. I go on my bicycle. I'm like, I'm not saying that you're not active like that. I'm saying you don't use the same muscles that you use when you're biking, when you're running. So I hope she sticks with it. But sorry, I can't stop coughing. Ugh. I'm going to be seeing a doctor about that too. I had to cancel my other appointment, but I'm supposed to be going in sometime next week to talk about this cough. My dad thinks I have asthma, which it could be a thing, and then of course you know how everyone wants to be Dr. Google. I'm like, I'm not looking at it because it's going to just always say I have cancer. That's always how it is. If I start Googling things with my symptoms, it's like, congratulations, you have cancer, and I'm like, no. Especially since cancer is in my family, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go down that. No, we're not thinking about that. But my dad's all like, I think you have asthma because of such and such reason. Your mom had this, and so you must have it too. And it's just like, is this asthma hereditary? No, then how do you know I have it? I could have it, but because I do have problems, trying to breathe and everything. But I mean, like, stop being Dr. Google, Dad. Or like if I talk about a random ailment, right? I go, well, because like one of the things I'm also going is because of my joint pain. I'm having like I've always talked to you about how my wrist hurts a lot, like, and so I always assume it's like carpal tunnel or like tendonitis, but it's traveling up through my elbows, and it's recently gotten into both of my shoulders, although one shoulder is worse than the other. But the pain has gone up there. It's been like steadily tracking up the same timeline for both sides. So I want to talk to the doctor about that and see if I can get tests looked at, because I'm a little worried. And then of course the moment I talked about my shoulders to my dad, because I'm trying to be nice and have a weekly conversation with him, it's like he ignores everything else I talked about, and he goes, "Oh, you have shoulder pain? Well, your grandma had bursitis in her shoulder." And I'm like, yes, but Dad, the thing is, all of this hurts at the same time. Like, it's been hurting in my wrist first, then my thumbs, then my elbows, and now my shoulders, all at the same time. I'm like, how can it be bursitis in both shoulders when all of this other joint issues are happening? He goes, it could be. And then I learned to drop it because I don't want to have an argument. But yeah, that wasn't. I know I went on a little tangent. I'm sorry. I went out of left field on that one. So now I don't even remember where I started talking about. Except I think it was just about Nicole starting running and everything like that. Um, but yeah, I hope she sticks with it. She's been doing good. She's doing great with her schoolwork, which I am proud of. All three of them are doing great. Um, oh, so a little bit more with Nicole, and then we'll kind of go back and forth with between all three of them. Let's see this thing first. So so next thing is, like, we've been telling Nicole she needs to take better care of her hair because she has curly hair. Plus, she has really bad dandruff that we've been trying to battle for a while, and she claims she's been doing what hair care I've tried to teach her, because I'm trying to give her privacy because the kid's 11. I can't just barge into the bathroom and then start scrubbing her hair for her. You know what I mean? It's no. I'm trying to give her the privacy that she needs. Um, like, whenever I was washing her hair, it was over the kitchen sink. Like, just, here, have a towel, let me spray this water on your head, bend your head far enough back, and then let me put on this danger shampoo stuff on it, and you got to keep it in. But I told her that I was hoping that she would start doing better hair care, because she's complaining about how she hates her frizzy. She hates how frizzy her hair is. She hates how curly it is. And she wants me to start straightening it, guys. And I looked at her. I'm like, I do not have the time in the morning to straighten your hair every day. And she goes, well, I'll do it. And I'm like, no, you won't. You barely do the bare minimum to your hair as it is. And I know that sounds a little cruel, and I don't mean to be, but it was just like, she wants to wear makeup. And we've already talked about how I need her to show that she's actually making an improvement to her hair. And if she feels like a certain product isn't working or it's not doing well, she needs to tell me. I've checked these products that I've bought her. She hasn't touched them. I know she hasn't touched them. She claims she has. But I've come in and checked on. No, she hasn't. But basically, I said, I will buy you makeup, but you need to show me that you're doing hair care. And now I'm introducing skincare, because the poor kid, she's starting to break out. And I'm like, and she wants me to buy some stuff for her face. So hopefully she'll do a good job with her face compared to her hair. I don't know. But yeah, she wanted me to straighten her hair, and I'm like, that ain't happening. And then she asked about makeup this weekend, like on Friday, and I told her she's not getting makeup. And it's not just because, oh, you're 11. 11-year-old girls don't need to wear makeup. Because, yeah, in a way, yes, you're right. But I remember as an 11-year-old how much I wanted to wear makeup and how much I was put down about it. And I want her to have at least as normal of a teenage life as she can be. And if it means that she gets to wear just a little bit of eyeliner or something like that, I think that's perfectly fine in my book. I'm not saying that she needs to basically have a full caked on face kind of thing, but a little bit of lip gloss and eye makeup is not going to hurt anyone, especially if it makes her feel pretty, which is she wants to feel like, and that's perfectly fine. But I told her that I'm not buying this stuff until she just takes better care of herself. That's all. Because I feel like, because you know how it is. Like, if you leave makeup on your face, how it can just really mess up with your face the next day. I just want her to do that. That's all I want her to do. So speaking about all that, I bought skincare stuff because we used to do like a couple of face mask stuff with each other when we were watching TV. I used to have a couple of like little things where we could like put the face mask stuff and either wash it off or peel it off. And then like she had like these animal ones where she could just put on her face instead. Well, I've looked around. I got her some face cleanser, that won't dry her skin out. I didn't want her to do the stuff that same mistakes I made as a kid. I mean, you don't need salicylic, whatever, how you ever pronounce it, acid on your face. Salicylic acid. Like you guys know how it is. You dried out those pimples and stuff. I'm like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, but this is going to clean your face. I also bought wipes, cleansing wipes for her face as well, because she's going to be running. So I want her to take that with her, so that way she's able to wash her face, to wait, before she gets home. And then I bought her a face mask thing, like some face mask cream that was highly recommended. And I showed her these things, today. While we were waiting in line to be, to drop her off at school. We're waiting for the one of the teachers or a principal come out to start waving people to come out of their cars. And I was just like, hey, Nicole, you want to see what I bought you? It's coming in today. And I showed her all the things. And you know what I got from this kid? I spent a good, hour and a half looking at all this stuff, trying to find the right product for her skin. And I got a... I'm like, what the heck? No. Like, after we dropped her off, and I looked at my husband, I'm like, did I do something wrong? He goes, no. I don't think so. Cool. That's all I got. Not even, oh, that's cool. Cool. Goodness gracious, guys. Where did I go, man? I had something funny that I wanted to talk about with Jana. Can't think about it. But I will say something. My husband introduced Skibbity Toilet to the kids, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not. That thing scares the heebie-jeebies out of me. I'm like, and then of course, my husband saw one of his favorite YouTubers play something that was related to Skibbity Toilet, and told Nicole wanted to watch it, so he let her watch this with her right before bedtime. And it's kind of a scary game, apparently. But my husband's like, oh, it wasn't scary, it's funny. And I'm like, yeah, funny to you, but scary to me. But I'm the one that gets creeped out easily. I told you guys, Jana is going to be the person. My husband can't wait for her to just, like, she is already into all the things creepy and spooky and stuff, which as a person who loves Halloween, is enjoying. But as someone who hates scary movies, I fear for my life. My husband and I joked around a little bit. I'm like, she's going to be the one that plots someone's murder and finds a way to get away with it. I'm like, she's going to be into true crime. She's going to be into all the things, like all the scary movies that he's into, because he's already started watching scary movies. I can't turn around in my chair downstairs anymore, because he will most likely have a scary movie playing, and I have to make sure my eyes are averted so I will not have a nightmare. He did warn me though, like, he's like, because he's like really, really excited about watching some stuff. And he asked if I wanted to watch anything, and I looked at him like, mm-mm. He's like, yeah, I got lucky enough with this few scary movies that you did watch with me. I don't think I should press for more. I'm like, mm-mm. Because I used to watch some Resident Evil movies with him. And then I watched One Missed Call, which, of course, wasn't really scary, but scary enough for me. Like, and I watched some zombie movies with him. And then after that, I was done. I was just like, nope, you cannot make me watch any more scary movies. Nope. But we did talk about how it's time to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, though. Here's the funny thing. He introduced to me, we were talking about this, we just got married. It was the day after we got married. We were traveling down to Florida for our honeymoon. And we were just talking about movies, that we watch in October and stuff like that. And of course, I talk about Hocus Pocus. And, we've been together 2 years. We were dating 2 years at this point, but when we got married. And then he goes, He goes, yeah, I normally would watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I'm like, what's that? And he immediately looks at me and went, you never watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show? And I'm like, no. He goes, have you been living under a rock? And then I looked at him like, you met my family literally yesterday. He met them more than just that day. But I'm like, you know I'm living under a rock. He goes, we're going to have to change your view. So he went to like a secondhand shop or something like that when we were down in Florida, and he found he found the DVD, and we watched on our first night when we got down to Florida. First night, that's what we watched. That's how we watched that, and then we passed out, and it was just like I was just laughing so hard. So now it's like we talked about it. We're like, we got to watch that again this year. I'm like, yeah, we got to start bringing that back again. But it was just funny because I was just like, what is this? And he's just like, you're gonna enjoy this. This is gonna be great. So yeah, that's where my introduction came from on my honeymoon. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What else has happened today? Is it someone calling me again? Oh, nope. It's my dad. My dad's texting me. Okay, let's see. So yeah, Jaina, very scary, very spooky. I don't know what she wants to dress up for Halloween this year. Michael wants to dress up as either a taco or a Fall Guys costume. And I couldn't promise the Fall Guys costume because it's an inflatable costume, except the Fall Guys hot dog costume wasn't inflatable. But the problem is it was out of stock. And I was looking at the price point, and it's like $50. And I'm just like, ugh, I could buy 2 bags of candy with that. But I don't know what Jaina wants to be. I didn't have a chance to ask her. She's been so busy with her homework. The poor kid is drowning in homework. But Nicole wants to dress up as Uravity from My Hero Academia. Ochako Yoraka. But I looked at the costume. I'm like, it's a bit skin tight. No, she has to wear a woman's costume. So, because all the girls' costumes are too small on her now. And I went, how about we dress up as her school uniform instead? I'll buy you the wig and we get her school uniform. And that seemed to be a okay alternative. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to have to buy a white t-shirt as well. I'm going to get her uniform thing. We got to buy some black tights. And then I got to buy the wig. So Nicole's all set for Halloween, so she's excited. She's like can't wait. So I just gotta buy the stuff sometime in the next week or so. I've gotta see how our finances are. So and then with Michael, I gotta see if we want to wait to see if the hot dog costume comes back, or if he really does want to dress up like a taco. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why he wants to be a taco. He has never been into superheroes or anything like that. That's not been his jam. I try like this is his costumes. The first 2 years, I dressed him up as a pirate, and then the next year I dressed him up as Miles from Tomorrowland. After that, he's been picking out his own costumes. When he was 3, he was really into Lightning McQueen, so he got to dress up as a driver from Lightning McQueen. Wait, no, when he was 4. Yeah. I have to think about that. When he was 4? Yes. 4. So 4 and 5, he dressed up as Lightning McQueen, or it's 3 or 4. I can't remember. It was 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, he was Lightning McQueen. 5 and 6, he was Mario. And then 7 and 8, he's dressed up as a creeper. He keeps his costumes to dress up for the next year. So now he wants to dress up as a taco. I'm like, okay, we'll see about that. I'm surprised. Okay, whatever. I asked him if he wants to be a pirate, if he wants to be let's see, a superhero. I asked him if he wants to be a ninja, a scary person. He said no, nothing on the scary. He doesn't want to dress anything scary. It creeps him out. I'm like, okay. So I guess taco it is. Unless I find him a Fall Guys costume that he was asking about. So because I'm not getting the inflatable one, because the school does a dress up. You can dress up in your costume for the day at the like when it gets closer to Halloween, and the inflatable one makes a lot of noise, and I don't want that to be a distraction for his classroom. So I don't think the inflatable one's happening. Plus, it's going to be hard to maneuver in that thing walking around in a big neighborhood like this. Um, Goodness. Let's see what else has been happening. But yeah, I don't know anything about Jaina. I have to ask her in a couple of days about that. I don't know if she wants to dress up like anything cute or if anything spooky. Ooh. What else? I'm starting to get into like all the missing colors, all the colors that I've missed over, because they were spread apart. So it's like, oh, I've seen this symbol already. I put up I put up the container for it like a while back. I thought I was going to have to open this one up, but because I already cut this plastic off, so I got ready and had this cut because I thought I would be switching to it. But I think I'm going to be done with the video before I switch to that. I'm not completely sure. We'll see. What sample is this? Okay, D. Okay. Oh, D. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. So we had to get into that. That was a recent thing. The other day. So my son. So we had to talk. We already had the birds and the bees talk with all three kids. I mean, and I'm pretty sure people will complain that what you had to talk with your kids. I had to talk with my kids. Like I have age appropriate discussions with them, like for every age of their life. But this year was the year we actually, I talked about it like earlier in the year, like at the end of second grade. But the kids they forgot. Well, not Nicole, but I meant like Michael and Jana. We don't remember that you talking about this. So we had to do a refresher course before they started school. And I'm glad I did. But although Michael did not know what the kid was talking about, and it's funny because my husband and I say some of the stuff when the kids aren't around, when we just joke around with each other or we laugh about something that someone said. Like this comment is like, okay, so I mean, like it's not bad when you don't hear it, but at the same time, if you know what it is, then it's like So he goes, so and so keeps yelling these nuts all the time. Why is he talking about peanuts? And I'm like, my husband and I just looked at each other and we were like, Michael, sweetie, he's not talking about peanuts. And he goes, what is he talking about? We had to explain the whole thing to him, like what's going on. And I'm like, and we would like it if you guys never use this term, okay? Please do not use this expression. Oh, we're using an AB. That's cool. Okay, so we're putting it right here in the middle of this area. Okay. So yeah, we had to explain it, but I wasn't mad at him. I didn't yell at him for using the term. He didn't know what it meant. So it's like, so yeah, I'm like, so if the kid says to tell you that you have to say it, no, just I don't want to. I don't feel like it. But yeah, my husband and I went, what? And when we first heard him say that, I'm like, yeah, don't use that term. And he goes, okay. But yeah, I'm sure he was he was embarrassed about it a little bit. Although the kid loves fart jokes, so I don't know. But he was embarrassed about that. So so yeah, that was something that we had to talk about. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. The kid's learning slang. But yeah, we had to get through that one. But overall, he hasn't been bullied yet this year. I don't want that happening, so I'm going to knock on wood. Let's see, what other color do I want to use? Let's see. I'm surprised about how well the light's been coming in here. I really prefer to use lighting underneath here to make it easier. But I know people hate guide circles, but at least with the guide circles, when I don't have my light on, I can see the symbols a bit better. Although I do prefer to have the light on, but I feel like that's going to make the camera look a little bit awful. So I will keep that off for now. Let's see. There we go. let's see, what else has happened? I know there's a lot. Oh, so teenagers, right? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take a. I haven't really had anything to drink. I'm gonna drink my fizzy water. But earlier, when I was trying to, okay, before I jump into the teenagers, but when I was trying to do the Whip and Chat earlier, I had this. It's already drained. It's one of these little miniature frappuccino drinks. From Starbucks. My husband just went, I thought it looked good, so I bought it. I'm like, okay. I was surprised, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. You know, it's a coffee drink to me, and you know, I want some coffee in me. So I was drinking that for the last 2 tries, and then it was empty by the time I had this one going. So I have my fizzy water with me. Ooh, I have a tangent for you guys if I remember. I know you're rolling your eyes. Sorry I tried not to cough into the mic. I'm so sorry. Let's see. So goodness, my brain just disappeared on the subject I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, so teenagers, preteens. Okay, so I barely see Nicole as it is, right? She hides in her room all day long. And she only comes out once her brother and sister is upstairs, or if it's dinner time, or you know, and then she'll scurry back upstairs to hide. So the last 2 days, she's kind of been grumpy at us. But we bought, let's see, not bought. This is how a typical day is. A typical weekend is. She will stay in her room, only coming out when it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then she stays in there all day, and then she will come down at the end of the day to say hello to us and then watch TV, which of course I love to watch stuff with her one-on-one, but I want her to interact as a family as well. I don't want, you know, just us, you know, that, and that's it. But yeah, so this Saturday, so I was downstairs because I pulled a muscle around my shoulder blade, my rotator cuff area. And I was in pain and I couldn't make it upstairs. I just decided to sit on the couch, and I think it made it worse, to be honest. And she comes down at 7:30 in the morning, says hello. I see her literally for a minute. She says hello, and then she goes back upstairs. After that, I get up and take some Tylenol and ibuprofen to help with the pain, and try and move around a bit, you know, coffee, all that fun stuff. And then Michael and Jana make their way downstairs. I already told them that we were going to clean baseboards that day. And of course, I got groans the day before. So they wanted breakfast. My husband wakes up to them saying, we want breakfast, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay. And my husband's like, all right, yeah, I'll make them breakfast. And I mentioned the baseboards again. And these two swung into action. They didn't complain until the next day. But they swung into action and they started cleaning the downstairs baseboards. I'm going to need to have to clean up the upstairs baseboards though. But I wanted it to be a multi-step process. I didn't want the entire day was just cleaning baseboards. But yeah, they did that. My husband and I decided we're going to go take our shower after they cleaned that stuff. And we made them breakfast. They got little egg sandwiches. And we went upstairs, we got our showers taken, and then Nicole comes barging in our room, which is a horrible habit that none of them have broken, and just went, where's my breakfast? And my husband goes, well, I didn't make you breakfast because it was going to be cold if I made it for you. Well, can I have it now? If you say please. You know, so we go back downstairs. We make her breakfast. She goes upstairs to go talk to her friend. She comes back down and goes, can I go play on the computer? And we're like, okay. So she immediately boots it up and then plays Fall Guys with her friend. And then Minecraft. I go into the office. I start working on Morgan. Because I started finally feeling good enough to, you know, actually do some diamond painting. I was like, I'm getting into the groove, and I just could not focus with her going bruh, bruh, bruh after every single thing. I was just like, oh, come on, this kid is driving me nuts. I am trying to find the question mark over here, and I cannot find it. Anyway, she spends the next few hours doing that. My husband and the twins are watching Skibbity Toilet. And then she goes upstairs after a while. She comes back down fully dressed but not hairbrushed at all. So, and says she's going to go to her friend's house. And we're like, okay, well, we need you to brush your hair. She's like, I will. And then she goes, and she goes, I'll come back at home at 5:40, right? Because that's normally the time that we say she needs to go to. And we're like, nope, not today. And she goes, why not? We said, you're coming home at 4:30 instead. And she goes, why? I'm like, because we're gonna go eat out. It was like, we don't normally, we're going to be driving a bit of a distance. We're going to go get some seafood. And, she grumbled. She goes, I don't wanna. Can I just stay home by myself? It's like, no, you can't, kid. It's not that I don't trust you. It's that I don't trust you. No, in all seriousness, it's more like I wanted to be able to see her, guys. So, so she kind of grumbled about that. But as that's happening, Michael and Jaina, like the day prior, they had a store thing at their school. And their school, they bought like this little hands, basically a squishy toy. So it's like a ball, a stress ball kind of thing. And they also bought two clicky pins. So the color changing pins. And Michael breaks his pin the moment he gets home. All right, and then Jaina gives him the pin that he gave her, right? So because that, he breaks it again. He breaks that one as well. And then later on, Jaina breaks her little stress ball. And we're like, are you serious? And they're like, well, it was really cheap. And I'm like, yeah, it was. So we go on Amazon and we buy a decent, we buy a 6-pack of stress balls. And we buy a 6-pack of these color changing pins. And you know what? 2 balls are already destroyed. Nicole breaks hers. She goes, let's see. I'm going to try and find the letter F here. So the twins got the first pick, and then she got to pick one. And I tried out her squishy, and it's a light up squishy stress ball. And she's like, do you like it? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then, of course, Jaina has this rainbow one, and then Michael has this one with Orbeez in it. And, let's see, and on the way to there, we said that they could bring the squishy, the stress ball, while we go to go get seafood. And then on the way back, Nicole breaks hers. And then she wants another one. And then all of them gripe about the stress ball that I picked. I picked basically it's like a water slime one that's inside, and then it had like iridescent wrappings in it, like little ribbons stuff in it. And they were like, oh, I wished I got that. And I'm like, okay, I was being a little selfish at this point. I'm like, and they were like trying to trade. I'm like, no, we're not doing trading. We're not doing any of that. And they were very upset with me. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. And then yesterday, Michael breaks his squishy. Luckily not bad enough where it won't be fixed, but I'm going to have to see if I can fix it. I don't know if I can super glue it or not, because it's a little tear, and the stuff's coming out. It's like this, I don't know what, it's not slime, it's this weird white filling bits, and so it's like so I don't know if I can do that or not. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, let me make sure that I didn't put the wrong color on this side. Okay, no, I didn't. All right, plus sign. Where is the plus sign? Right here. So yeah, it's just like the two of the squishies are already destroyed. I'm flabbergasted. But we told them that we're not replacing their squishies. Nicole's already in a snit because we're not replacing. She's like, I wasn't squeezing it that hard. And, I'm like, yes, you were, kid. That thing was really hard to squeeze, too. And, she was like really with it. I'm just like, you gotta be a little bit careful with that stuff. You know, they're sensitive. You can't just squeeze as hard as humanly possible all the time and dig your nails into it. You're gonna tear it, which is what happened. But they claim they weren't really squeezing it that hard, so whatever. But yeah, anyway, we do all that, and then Nicole disappears again, for a split second until my husband tells her, "No, you're staying downstairs, and you're going to play a game with us." So we played 5-minute dungeons. We introduced that to Michael and Jaina because Nicole used to play with us, and we gotten 3 out of the 5 bosses. We just decided to stop there because Michael and Jaina were getting tired. But it was a nice little fun learning experience for them, and they had a blast. But man, Nicole moped about having to stay downstairs the entire time. It was just like, kid, we just want to spend time as a family, chill. And then yesterday, she stayed upstairs all day long, and I didn't have her do any of the baseboard stuff yesterday on Saturday because she was in her room. So she was a little bent out of shape when Michael and Jaina got a little special treat, but we had something for her if she came out and helped out, right? So I had something for her if she helped me yesterday because once again I'm in pain. I wake up yesterday and I knock on her door and I go, because I hear Michael and Jaina moving around. I knock on her door and I'm like, "Nicole, sweetie, do you think you can make breakfast for your brother and sister? It's just oatmeal. It's nothing simple. It's literally you throw it into the oven, not oven, you throw it in the microwave and that's it. A little bit of almond milk and that's, she's good to go, and she grumbled about it. I'm like, thank you. And I'm waiting for, the Tylenol to kick in again. And then I'm moving around. I'm getting laundry done. I'm starting to do stuff. And then I start cleaning. I start getting ready to clean her room. And then I'm thinking, man, I had the twins do the baseboards. She's going to help me with the bathroom. I've already started the groundwork. She didn't have to, spray any of this stuff around. So the toilet already had the cleaner sitting in it for a few minutes. So I knock on the door. I already had the gloves pulled out. And I'm like, you're helping me clean. And of course, oh my God, freaking out about the dirt and the grime, and I'm like, yeah, it's disgusting. That's why we're cleaning it, and you're learning how to clean it. And I told her until she can make the big bucks when she's an adult, she's going to have to be cleaning her own room, like her own stuff, because she's already said she'll hire someone else to clean it. I'm like, yeah, when you make the money, you can do that, but until then, you are going to have to do it yourself. So, so she's like freaking out, guys. I'm like directing her. I'm like saying, okay, you missed a spot. That's okay. Just put a little bit more elbow grease here. You guys just push a little harder and scrub, right? It's not a big deal, right? I'm just trying to direct her on things. I'm like, I want you to start taking charge of this until Michael and Jane are a little bit older, and they'll help you out with that, because I'm already having Michael and Jana do their laundry and everything. And she just goes completely like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And I was just like, all right, I took over and I finished cleaning up the bathroom. I'm still in pain. I'm hurting, but I'm like, okay, let's get this done. I want it clean. And it's not completely clean because, my shoulder's kind of still a little sore and everything, but it's not like as bad as it was the other day, but still, it's just like, I wanted it a little bit more cleaner, but whatever. But I figure I'll just scrub it again in the middle of the week. I'll do another thorough scrubbing. So, but yeah, she did not get the treat that I had for her. I picked out a treat for her that if she helped me out, but she's not going to get it now, and she's going to be so upset if Michael and Jana gets another treat today, if they do something. So, it's just I don't normally always treat them when they do chores and stuff like that, but every now and then if they do a thing that's unprompted or if they help out, I want to encourage that behavior too, but I don't want them to always expect a treat whenever we do a thing. So, But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out this whole teenage thing. It's not been fun. That's for sure. But I think I'm going to call it here. I love to talk more, but I'm already 10 minutes over the hour mark. And I'm so sorry. I'm glad that my camera did not overheat. I think the lowest setting that I possibly have is now the best solution for me, which makes me sad because now this doesn't look as crisp as it is. So either this is what I'm going to have to do, or I'll have to start switching to my phone. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing that or not. I'll figure it out. But I hope you guys do like this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!